So Brendan, here we are again. So we're outside the launch. It's the Nefarious book launch of Ronnie Field. Yeah, what do you think?
Well, I think he should be Sir Ronnie Field, to be honest. He's a real legend of the old school.
Yes.
He's an absolute gentleman. I've been privileged enough to be close to him through Dave over the years, and he's always been such an honourable, good man. Do you know what I mean? It's nice to see him getting some recognition for a very hard life. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely. It's packed in there. They're all getting the books, aren't they?
It's excellent. It's really good turnout for him, but he's a very well loved man and respected man.
Yeah, and he was quite, you know, he didn't want to let on too much about his past, did he? When we did the interview the other day, but he certainly was the business in the day, wasn't he?
I would not have liked to run across him as a milkman in the day.
So Brendan, who are we here with?
We're with the legend that is Bernie.
Bernie.
Right?
He looks like a legend, doesn't he?
He's a proper legend.
Yeah. So
he was a good friend of Dave's. Yeah. He's a good friend of Ron's. Yeah. He's got some terrific stories.
Fantastic. So you know Ronnie well?
I knew Ronnie. I did a job once for Dave Courtney and Charlie Kray, and I took him with me and Mickey Cornish. I had the limo at the time. Anyway, pulled outside his flats. We had to pick up this record producer geezer. You know, I've got the engine. Someone leant out of the window, said, "Turn the fucking car off." So Ronnie pulled a gun out and said, "Shut the fuck up." Right? Listen. So anyway, we got the geezer back to Scarlett's in Purley, right? Anyway, got there, and Joe said to me, "Get this out to my fucking club. I hate him." He decided to drive home. I had to kick him out of the car. That was it. That was the story. Well, I'll go back. That was with Mickey Cornish and Ronnie, like, I mean, that's years ago now. It must be 40 years ago.
So you've known him a very long time?
Oh, a long time, yeah. Obviously with old Joe Pyle, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. So he's the real deal?
Oh, mean it, of course he is.
Yeah.
He's the governor, mate, what he feels. My mate used to tell me about stories about him. I don't know if I was going to him, Brendan, you know what I mean? When he was like bank robber.
Thank you so much, Bern. And like I say, look, he's looking sharp, looking well, isn't he?
Mate, all started Thailand. £100 for that. Look, what I mean?
It's looking business though, isn't it?
Thanks, mate.
Yeah. I've got here that another man who's a genuine little legend here. This is Brian Emmett.
Yes,
Brian is well known in these circles.
Yes.
Has been for years.
Yes. He's been around, hasn't he?
He has been around, don't you, Brian?
Yeah, for a long time.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're a fan of Ronnie's, aren't you? You actually really...
Yeah, I knew him back in the day, but he was a handful, but he was proper old school, round Joe.
Yeah.
My dad,
Yeah.
he was around all them types.
So you would have been a young man at the time when these
I'm
boys
not much younger than them, I'm 73 now, but that's what I did, I was a bank robber, so but it was good when I was.
It was good until you got caught.
I met Dave Courtney many years ago when he was a doorman, and I see him at two geezers. They went straight through the door in their arse. I know all them stories about what they say about him, so do you.
Yeah.
Same with Bron.
But we're here today, really. This
Oh,
is
right, yeah, I'm supporting
Ron's
it.
day, and
Yes.
it's a good book, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's well wrote, and he's worthy of this, isn't he? He's very worthy of it.
Yeah.
So did you swap tips if you were both like armed robbers? Did you have a little chat about...
Well, he knows me anyway, but he knows, they know my dad. My dad was like Big Joe Pyle's partner and that. And you know, but as I say, with Ron was very active. People don't really know them type of people.
No.
They go.
Ron kept his head down while he had to, didn't he?
Yeah, a lot of them. You know, I think a lot of the old school, you wouldn't have got up.
No.
You know, they sort of like try and keep it to themselves.
Dave, so you're here for Ronnie Field.
Yeah.
Why did you decide to come along today?
I was invited, and you don't get the invite to meet someone like Ronnie very often. I've heard a lot about him, read about him, you know, people talk about him, and then you get the invite, come and meet the guy. You know, guys like of his age, without being rude, aren't in the pubs and clubs rocking about too often, so you don't get the invites very often. So when you get one, you've got to be there. You've got to turn up.
Like
he's an old school legend.
Yes.
It's one of them, got to sit, get them while they're hot, sort of thing. You know.
I think people of our age, like we're in our 50s, we understand. Dave's in his 60s, sorry. But our generation looked to them as like they were really our heroes as well. Do you know what I mean? Like the younger generation might not understand it, but for us, it's a really big thing. And Ron Field, he's a real legend of his time, and he has got a great story to tell. You know what I mean? He was linked with, you know, he's got a relationship with Freddie Foreman, Joe
A lot
Pyle.
of respect
you
all
know,
around,
like,
all around the place.
Charlie Kray was a good friend of his. So you're talking Premier Division people here.
Yeah.
And Ron has always kept himself to himself.
Yeah.
So I think that Martin actually convinced him to do this book. It took him 20 years to get him to do it,
Yes.
but I think we're all benefit as being able to look into that little part of history
Yes.
that Ronnie's lived through, and he's sharing his experience with us, which I think at his age is a
To
I don't
finally
know, it's
prized it out of him.
Yeah, to finally get it out of him. It's probably the most generous thing he's ever done.
It's the culture, the lifestyle,
Well,
isn't it? Say nothing. I
he-
weren't there.
he
Didn't
grew
hear it
up
from
in
me.
that
Speak
era.
no evil.
You grew up in the era where you just said absolutely nothing and kept yourself to yourself, didn't you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
he's let on quite a bit in the book.
he's
though,
he's
hasn't
let him go a little bit, you know what I mean? But it's nice to see him relaxing and getting some limelight. He's been treated like a star in there, and so
Yeah.
he should be. He should be.
It's a very
like,
heavy room. There's
he's-
a lot of people.
Yeah.
I'm not going to roll call it because that's obviously poor etiquette or whatever.
Yes.
But
There's a
I'm,
few-
to a degree, even I'm fucking starstruck with it. You know, you look around and go, oh, that's, you know.
Yeah, so some
So
of them
good
want to
job
keep
or
sort
whatever.
of
Yeah.
low profile today, don't they?
Yeah, I know you've had trouble with what can I film, what can I not, who can I photograph, who can I not.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It is actually a who's who here today, so
It's
we
a-
won't
yeah, it's
say
a big one.
who is who.
Yeah.
No, but we will. And the press wanted to get in here today, didn't they? Weren't allowed, were
They
they?
weren't allowed, so you've been trusted, Liam. Yeah. So
worrying,
make
isn't
sure
it?
you don't end up in a
No.
flyover.
Certain people that I can't. So, what is the difference between like the old school and the sort of modern day?
I think the old school just had that. They come out of the Second World War. They'd had a hard life. Yeah, they understood what respect and caring for each other was, and I think the failure of the younger generations is they've not had it so hard. They've been brought up. Social media has changed everyone. Drugs have changed everyone. Now it's the nastier you are, the better you are.
They want to be famous,
You know
whereas
what I mean?
before
They want
everyone
to be
wanted
famous
to be
for
invisible.
being ruthless, really.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Which it ain't all about that. In the real world, it's not about that.
No, absolutely.
So we're seeing the last porthole into history here.
Yeah. So, Brendan, we're here with the star, the legend, Alan Hudson.
Alan, look, we can't leave you alone now, Al. We've found where you are, and we're on you every day.
We're stalking you.
That's good.
Yeah. So you're here for the book launch.
Yeah, he's my great friend Martin Knight. He's done many a good book. He's published a couple of mine, which is fantastic, and I'm sure everything's gone to speed. And I don't think he could believe how many he's sold already. But whatever he does well.
But you've mixed with the underworld yourself, haven't you? A little bit with Tommy Wisby.
Well, I don't think Tommy was the underworld, he was the overworld. Tommy was the great train robber.
Were the train robbers really villains? They just went off and done a train robbery, don't they? They were just your average blokes who'd been in the army, had a bit of discipline, and went out and pulled off one of the greatest heists of all time. But did they know they was going to do it at the time? I don't think so. And they were just down to earth geezers, really, weren't they?
Yeah, well, Tommy's the epitome of not being a gangster, really. They're called gangsters. You know, people watch a lot of TV and watch gangster movies, Jimmy Cagney and all that. But it's Tommy was a darling. He's somebody you want to be around. You know, the others you don't know if they're going to stab you or shoot you, and I don't really like that when I go out. You know.
Did you ever fancy a life of crime yourself if you hadn't gone into football?
I've been in a life of crime actually, with cheats and liars and frauds. And you know, we've been through this, Liam.
Yeah, Al's had some criminal decisions go against him.
Absolutely. You know, what they call you cheats and lies. I mean, if I'd have had half of what they live for, I think I might have shot a few of them. Yeah.
Well, Brendan and I both want to thank you for doing our podcast because you are so entertaining, Alan. And you know what's great about it? He says it exactly like it is. And why you're not a pundit on TV, I don't know. What do you think, Greg?
Well, if I ever got a chance to open up an old boys football channel, Al's going to be one of the star pundits. Do you know what I mean? That's how much confidence he got in me.
But it is what it is. It's great to be here.
I wish him success. Marty Knight, everything he does, he's a superstar. He's so good at what he does. What a lot of people don't know is he don't only write books. When I was very ill in hospital and come out my coma and everything else, he brought me a laptop and he said, "You're going to be here a long time, start writing." And he started me off writing when a lot of people didn't really want to know about me being in hospital. I think that's fantastic, and that's why I'm here today.
Would that have helped pulled you through your hospital?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, you know, what was going to do in hospital?
Yeah, that was good of him.
I'd
It's
have
good.
to have another drink, wouldn't I? Instead of typing, you know.
I had to pull this gentleman. He looked so smart. I thought if he's come to see Ronnie, he's definitely worth
He looks
talking
the business,
to.
doesn't he?
He's dressed the part, so
Definitely very sharp.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
What's your profession?
I work in forensics, so I work quite closely, unfortunately, with the police. Cut. Yeah, so I do. I'm involved with like post-mortems with the police, so, like homicides and things like that. So
you actually the person that is cutting things up and a bit.
that's me. That's what I do. Yeah. So
Really? What's it like that kind of experience? I mean, you used to it now?
you've got to be a different type of person. I think what I like more about my role is that because obviously I deal closely with the police, we do deal with like organised crime and things like that. So we get the aftermath, and I find it quite interesting. But yeah, you've got to be a different type of person to sort of do what I do for a living.
do you have to be a bit numb in some ways to deal with it?
Yeah. Yeah, but you've also got to have a bit of humour as well. Otherwise you'll just end up rocking in a corner.
I should think the humour is the most important thing in there.
Yeah. But
Anything humorous that you can share on a dark side?
absolutely not. Especially when it comes to organised crime, you're like, I know him.
Yeah. I mean, the condition that the people must end up in, and you've got to have a look at it.
Absolutely horrendous.
Yeah.
Horrendous. Yeah.
So do you have to deal with people that have decomposed or have been...
Decomposed, people who haven't been found for months, skeletal, you name it, I've done it. I have done it. Yeah.
And the techniques vary on the length of the decomposition or the time they've been found?
That's right. Yeah, it is. Yeah, there's a lot of science to it.
So what was it like with your first body?
My first body. So I walked into the post-mortem room. There was 3 bodies out. Never done a post-mortem or nothing like that before. And I walked in, and the first thing I said to the gentleman who was running the mortuary at the time is I turned around and said, "Can I make the first cut?"
Really?
And he said, "No."
So you didn't have any nerves or anything like that?
No, none. Well, I'm ex-military.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, so I was a combat medic in the army.
Any mental issues?
Yeah, because I'm knocking around with you lot.
So Brendan, we're outside with the man himself.
Well, listen, what a terrific day, right? Ron has sold every single book.
Every single book's gone.
They bought an extra 50, I think, so
Yeah.
they've done about 200 books today.
Yeah, fantastic.
So that is a credit to you, Ron and Martin.
Yeah,
But
thank
it's
you,
well
yeah.
worth buying the book, right?
Yeah.
It's a book worthy of reading.
Yes.
And we have got a genuine porthole into history here.
Absolutely.
And a man's life that's been, it's well worth looking at.
So,
All right.
Ronnie, have you enjoyed today? Has it been tough
Yeah,
on you?
very much. Yeah, very much.
Yeah.
My wrist hurts now.
Yeah.
You've never wrote that much before, have you,
I
Ron?
couldn't write till I come here.
But isn't it
Don't believe me,
amazing?
do you?
So many people have turned up here, and I mean, it's only like halfway through the day because this event goes on till 11, and you've run out of books halfway through.
We have, yeah.
No, that's excellent.
Yeah, we got some nice people coming later on.
Yeah.
I won't say their names, because they might not like it, but
Yeah.
might not a bit like being called nice, but
They're coming here to pay homage to you, Ron, and
no,
rightly
they're
so.
coming here to have a drink.
Yeah,
Have a drink, have a
they are.
drink.
It's all genuine. It's nice. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Martin, come
Martin,
in.
come in, Martin.
So, what do you think
What a
about this?
success today has been.
Beyond my wildest expectations.
Fantastic. And I was saying it's only halfway during the day, so you could have probably doubled up on the amount of books.
Well, I don't know how many more people are going to turn up now,
We've
but you
done
know,
a couple of hundred today, haven't we?
that's about 150.
We've got
Yeah.
Richard and all that little firm coming over.
Oh, really? We've got nothing
Yeah.
left for them.
No.
But well done, though. Well done.
Yeah, no,
mate.
one of the best days of my life.
Yeah,
Really
fantastic.
enjoyed it. Fantastic.
That's very nice of you to say that.
Oh, it is.
I thought the best day of your life was when you met me.
No, the
Best day of my life, Mark, was when I met you. That's the truth.
Really good.
yeah.
Really
Isn't
good.
that
Thank you.
fantastic?
Thank you.
So, anything else you want to say to people who bought your book, Ronnie?
I hope they enjoy the read,
Yeah.
and it's all true.
Yeah, absolutely. How much in your life do you think you've left out of the book?
Oh, loads.
Yeah.
Loads,
Certain
yeah.
thing you can't go into.
No, certain things that wouldn't see me walking about here anymore.
No, exactly. Maybe there's a volume 2, you never know.
I'll write it, but it'll come out when I'm dead.
Yeah, okay. There you are, Martin, you've got another book deal. Brilliant. Anything you want to say, Brendan?
No, just thank you for allowing us to be part of the day and sharing it with you.
Yeah.
And I just feel
Thank you for
very.
all your help, and Dave's
Oh,
helping.
you've done a lot of help.
Dave's
Dave.
help in the early stages as well, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
no, just it's an honour and a privilege to be here with you.
So
that's all.
sad Dave's not here to see it.
Yeah.
He's
is.
looking down on you, make
Yeah.
no mistake, Ron. He's looking down and he's probably in awe of you.
Oh, I thought he was looking down because I kept buying someone a drink.
Brilliant. Well, thanks very much, Ronnie.
Thank you
and,
both,
have
yeah.
a good evening, yeah?
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I think the best description for Ron, I remember a mate of mine bought a safe. And we're all lifting it out of the car. I said, that's a nice safe. So he went, yeah. So I got a good deal on that. And with that, Ron, with his beautiful dry humour, he went, I'll get in that in 2 minutes. And we all looked, especially my mate that had paid good money for it, and went, really? How would you do that? He said, oh, easy. He said, I'll shoot you in that foot. And he said, if you don't open it, I'll shoot you in the other one.